Yes, good morning, good afternoon to everyone listening to this video. As I did say to my first video, we'll be launching a series of videos talking about foreigner living in South Africa. We'll be discussing with the people, the government. We'll be giving our point or our ideas to the Dudula operation. We just want to share our ideas to help the government to see how they can bring this thing to the end so that the South African people and the foreigner continue to live in harmony, to build that beautiful country and to keep it safe and conducive to everyone to live. Before we start this video, I would first like to thank the Almighty God for everything He's done and He's been doing for me, for you that will be listening to this video. That may the Almighty continue to bless us, to keep us in good shape, and also to inspire the government and the Dudula operation to soften their heart for them to listen to the cry of the foreigner living in South Africa. On this prayer, we will go straight to the subject. Our video, as I say, I'll be giving a few points. We'll be playing some videos and trying to analyze together what the South African government and the Dudula operation there is a misunderstanding or there's something not going right between the two. And on that purpose, I see the foreigner in the middle of those two battles between the government and the Dudula operation. As I just mentioned to my first video, the foreigner living in South Africa are undocumented, most of them, and the border is easy to pass through. For that one, all of us, we know. And we just pray, we always pray to the government to secure our border and to document the citizen so that they will be able to be traceable and to be able to be accountable for their crime or anything they do. Because when they say foreigner, we see everybody. Yeah, but it's not everyone that are the bad sheep, as maybe South African are looking the foreigner as people that they are negative. There are also a lot of good ones that contributed to the economy of the country. Before you continue, I would like you to listen to this video and we'll bring our comment concerning that video. Listen and we'll come back.
In SA, you've got Khanif Hendricks of Al Jamaa, and you also have Operation Dudula, not a political party, more of a civic organization, also getting reaction from them while plenary has come to a pause for the moment. What do they have to say?
Well, Oliver, let's just hear it from their mouths. Like you've correctly cited, we're joined by various political parties and, of course, Zandile Dudula from Operation Dudula. Zandile, thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. So earlier on, we were talking to one of the moderators, right, Umazibu Gojaha, and he was basically saying on the issue of migration. It was also a contentious one, but he also raised a valid point to say, you know what, I asked him, should foreign nationals take part in this dialogue? He had said, listen, if certain issues are issues of contention, they should also take part so that they can form part of the solution. And I can see your eyebrows raised there. As Operation Dudula, what inputs did you make and do you support this notion? So firstly, there was, a motive behind this whole thing. We were excluded from participating. We did not even get an invitation. Now, when I looked at the agenda, and I looked at the themes, that the most burning issue in this country, which is immigration, is not even listed on there. And then it made sense to me. You can't have foreigners wanting to participate in the issues that are affecting us as South Africans. They have their own countries. They need to go and participate in their own countries. I mean, this is a national dialogue. It's not a continent dialogue or a globe dialogue. It's a South African national dialogue. I mean, I'm very disappointed with everything that's happening here. I foresee chaos. The processes are just, chaotic. We're going to be selecting a steering committee. Who are these people? Where are they coming from? Who are they representing? If you are leaving out, for example, the people like Operation Dudula, other civic organizations that are patriotic, you're leaving them behind. Who is going to talk on the issues of immigration on behalf of South Africans? It's total chaos, and I just see this thing collapsing before it even gets to the ward base. I mean, they're talking about steering committees. Are we now having parallel structures here? Are we going to have a structure that's going to run through the national dialogue and have another structure running through as a government structure? Are they both going to be paid? Because at the end of the day, something needs to happen. I mean, we want answers. We want the best South Africa for our own citizens. So who's going to get it right here? So just for clarity, Zandile, because what I got from Mr. Chachai was that the migration will form part of those documents that will be going out to the wards. Have you been consulted on this issue? Did you yourself raise it in plenary today? There's a lady that mentioned it. Well, I was not given that opportunity to raise my views, but somebody spoke about it. But you can tell that there's just no will. She stood up, spoke about it, and it was it. And I'm now shocked that it will be part. Why was it not included in the themes? Because it's a burning issue. Everyone is talking about it. I mean, the crisis in the healthcare departments, the schools, those are the operations that we'll be doing next year. Why are they not saying anything about it? How do we correct, the porous border that we have? Why are we not closing? Where's the budget? A BMA asked for just 2 billion to make sure that they secure our borders. Here we are spending 700 million. You just need 1.3 billion to get that 2 million. Why are they not using that money and make sure that our borders are secured? I mean, our government is just wasting our money, and it's not even fair for us. Zanile, thank you so much for your time.
After listening to the video, I've got a few questions to ask. What I'm doing to this video is my view, is to try to bring up my own idea of the situation, and also to help maybe the government or help the Dudula operation to soften their heart or to see differently according to the operation that they're doing by prohibited foreigners to the hospital, and they are talking about schools also. That is my idea. According to this first video, I heard the Dudula mentioning that the operation was invited. They are inviting foreigners to go and fix their own country. My dear brother and sister, that word, to go and fix their own country, this is how I feel. When I heard that, I feel something else, because South Africa is my country. I'm a South African, and I feel South African. I don't have another place that I will be feeling good as I feel in South Africa. So they're mentioning that being invited to go to their own, to go and fight for their own. That is one point that I would like us to try to change our vocabulary to bring peace, because South Africa is our home too. And it's the same thing that if you start talking about that, we must go and fix our own country. What about white? They must go and fix their country too? That's the question. It's just what I'm asking is a question, and for us to push our idea a little bit further. The first thing that I heard is that the South African National Dialogue is to fix South African problems. I heard it's very true. It's to fix South African problem. Everyone feeling at home will always first bring that idea of my home and so forth. I do understand. I understand your pain and I understand how you feel. I know that you have to fix the country, you have to fix your own country, but I would like also that we must start as a South African to start to change our mindset. The mindset is that we also start to know that the country have other people coming from other country, living in South Africa for many years, have founded a family and are living there as a citizen, as a South African. When we talk about, when I want to do something about South Africa, when I'm talking about South Africa, I promote South African the same way that I feel that each South African are promoting South Africa. Yeah, I do the same. I feel the same like everyone do, to make sure that South African feel much better. My idea to the Dudula organization is for them to be talking with the government instead of pushing the foreigner out of the hospital and pushing them out of school. Because as I said to my first video, if the border was well secure and if all the citizens, if all the foreigner was well documented, it's not mean that all South Africans living in South Africa already, if they are in, they have to be documented. I say no. The Home Affairs must put the criteria in place to say, okay, every foreigner must come with this document, and this document to get registered, to be able to get a proper document. Those ones who did not meet the criteria, the government have all the right to say they have to leave. It's not mean everybody in must stay in. I'm talking about my own idea. Because foreigners are quiet and I would like them also to give their own view. It's not about talking things that are not right or insulting or no. We must know, even if when you are a foreigner, even if you become whatever, if you become a citizen, you have to respect the native. You have to respect a native. We have to know that when somebody is born and somebody come and become a citizen, the feeling in one certain extent are not the same. And we must respect that. I feel what the Operation Dudula are doing, but me, on my own view, I'm seeing that they are doing it on the right way, on the wrong way. Because I don't think that is foreigner who are going to secure the border. I don't think it's a foreigner who are going to be documented themselves. It's the government that have to document the foreigner. And if the government don't do so, we won't know who is legal, who is illegal. And it will be difficult for the government to give the proper statistic to the hospital or to the school. To the hospital to supply the medication. I will take one example. If you are in Port Elizabeth, for example, and you have to go and consult to provincial hospital, the people living in Central or in North End, in Port Elizabeth, for example, then the government need to know that in North End, in Central, in Coastal, there is this number of foreigners living there. And from there, they will be able to know the quantity of medication they need to supply, if it's to provincial hospital or if it's to Doranginza. They will be able to know that with the number of foreigners, we can be able to supply this quantity of medication. I think by documenting a foreigner, we are going to be able to get a proper statistic and know how to manage the foreigner. If with the document, you'll be able to send back those one who committed crime. Because if somebody don't have passport, they don't have no document, we can't get his fingerprint. How are you going to get the fingerprint of that person? He can be sent back today, and tomorrow he's back to South Africa. As I said to the first video, I'm talking with experience. For the people that been sent back on Friday, and on Monday they was back to work. So that I think that targeting the foreigner for me is not solving the problem, but is only creating more problems, because foreigner won't document themselves and foreigner won't be able to secure the border. That is the message that I want to give concerning that. And I heard also to the video talking about the Operation Dudula is a patriotic organization. Yes, you are really patriotic, because everyone who like the citizen, his parent, his brother, his sister, have a better life. But I was still going to say again that most of those questions or most of those situations you're putting down on foreigner are on government's hand. On this series of video I'll be making, I'll be also bringing up some videos that I'll be sharing with my South African brothers on ideas how to create a business, how to be able to create a living, how to be able to manage their finances, how to be able to avoid certain things that cost us a lot in our daily life that we don't sometimes mention it. Sometimes foreigners are for nothing. Because from experience, most of the things that foreigners do for living, I'm about 90% sure that most of the South Africans don't want to do those jobs. We are not talking about a restaurant, we're talking about people selling the street, we're talking about people that are dying sometime inside those mines in Rhodoport, going inside underground without any protection and dying there. Those are illegal immigrants. And those one, no South African, you ever see a South African go inside the old gold mine digging for the gold? I don't think so. So that those people going to die down there, most of them are illegal immigrants. That means they don't have they are undocumented. And most of the time, the police services identify that they are really undocumented people. The border and to document people are the first thing that we need to put in place. There's other thing that I see. I heard on the video, the South African must enjoy the best of their country. Yes, I'm with you. I'm with the organization. Yes, Operation Dudula, I support that idea. Because everyone would like his people to feel much, much better. But we must also understand that we have to be living with other people around. We must have neighbors. Neighbors are not always a good neighbors. They are sometimes a bad neighbors, but there is always a neighbors. Neighbors can be those foreigners that we are trying to make them not to go to the hospital and treat themselves, or not to go to school. Those two things, when you remove those two things from a human being, you are killing that person. Let's think something else to do than to deny a foreigner to go to the hospital or their children to be educated. We must think about the story of the previous United States President, Barack Obama. We have to think about his story, his life. We don't know what South Africa will be 100 years later, after when all of us are gone. We must think about it. We must try to soften our heart to give to those foreigners who just want to leave, to give them documents, to give them the way that they can contribute to the economy, to pay tax. They can even pay for their permit, but to get peace. We'll be having more videos. I'll bring another topic up that I would like us to share our views, man, about those South African children that are born from foreigners in South Africa, the South African children born from one South African parent. We'll be discussing about their future, what the Operation Dudula are thinking about those children. I would like to hear also what are they thinking about, because we are here talking about schools. You guys don't want them to go to school? I don't think it's a good idea, because the child that don't go to school is a criminal that they are trying to raise. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. South Africa is a country I love, and it's a country that gave me everything. And I'm just giving my own idea for us to build a better South Africa for all. The idea I'm sharing with you today is something coming deep in the bottom of my heart, because it's very sad that the country that when I go everywhere in the world, when I say I'm a South African, I'm received, I'm welcome in the highest table. But by watching what is going on in South Africa, when I've been asked, I heard this thing is happening to your South Africa, to your country, what is going on? I feel ashamed. And all of us must feel ashamed, because that do not honor us at all. When you go out of the country, you say you are a South African, you are welcome. You are in the highest level. But the news broadcasting from South Africa do not honor us at all. But we will be we will be sharing ideas for us to better the life of everyone, and also to us to plead with the government to secure our border. I will thank everyone for watching this video. I will be thanking the people for Operation Dudula. I know the job you're doing is good, but my own thing is that maybe it's targeting the wrong people, or it's being focused in the wrong way. It's good to have an organization, a civil organization fighting for the local, fighting for the people born, originated, yes, but fighting for creating jobs, creating opportunity, not chasing people away. Talking this deep in my heart, in the bottom of my heart. Guys, share this video, and if you see that it inspires or you have a comment, write it at the bottom for us to engage on the discussion. And maybe in the future we'll plan a live discussion where I will invite everyone to come on the platform so that we must engage on discussion, and also sharing ideas for the better South Africa for all. And the last thing to please for foreigner is that when you are in someone's house, you respect his rules. That is a word that I want to give to close this video. I repeat, when you are living in somebody's house or in somebody's property, you must respect that home, or you must respect the property. On this note, I'll say thank you very much for watching. To the next video, I'll say ciao.